Hey, it's BT with the BT Sepang review. Sorry it took so long, but I was waiting on Repsol Honda to make a decision and talk about that. But apparently, they're still waiting, and that's the reason why Marc Marquez is leaving. I think one of them, because it's 2 more weeks until the Sepang test. I mean, to the Valencia test, and they still don't have a rider. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about putting my name in. I mean, what do they got to lose? I work for cheap. All I gotta do is feed me. I mean, I can't put a knee down. I haven't put a knee down yet. But still, I mean, they can teach me, right? I mean, at this point, what have you got to lose? And what I don't understand is that Luca Marini's name is in the running. So is Aldeguer. And listen, I don't understand why Luca would want to leave. He's got a good thing going with the VR40 with his brother's team. Why would you want to leave? All those guys between Martin and Luca and Bezecchi, they want to be on the factory team. Why? You got a good thing going. I mean, granted, there's a little bit of things you don't get being with the independent teams, but they're still competitive. But I mean, I get it, but I don't. I mean, think about it. The grass always looks greener. It's kind of like Brad Pitt. He was married to Jennifer Aniston. Then he ended up marrying the old crazy girl. What's her name? The Angelina Jolie. And 13 kids and 15 nationalities later, he's like, damn, I should have stuck with my boo. Oh, well, it would have been cheaper just to buy a Motogp team at this point. But anyway, so that's why I was late. Anyway, let's get right to it. I know that was a weird intro, but that's just the way I feel. I was waiting on Repsol Honda to make a decision, but I got to get this review going. By the way, I thought MotoGP did a great job of doing their best F1 impression, because it wasn't the best racing. Let's just be honest. The sprint was good, but let's just be honest, man. It was pretty much the F1 weekend for MotoGP. I mean, even Moto3 was good, but it wasn't as good as it normally is. So, but let's get right to it. Rider of the race in Moto3 goes to Colin Vierge. That was nasty in a way, because he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. What'd I say? He's the greatest lead-out man in all the 3 divisions, right? He's just like Tour de France. Get him to block. He's a big Dutchman. Get him to block, help your teammate. But at the same time, he won. And did you see that look? Sasaki looked behind him like, hey, man, whose squad are you on, bro? But at the same time, he had to block Home Alone, Jamie Massia. So he had to block Home Alone. But, you know, it's like he couldn't say, hey, man, to his teammate, hey, pass me. So he won, but Sasaki was not happy. Sasaki's normally a happy dude. But now it's time for Crazy Boy to get crazy. But like I said, he just might win this championship by saving the best for last, by winning the last race. I don't know. I think Qatar is going to be interesting, because he's got to win a race at this point. He's got to win a race, and there's no time than the next 2 weeks. It's getting great in Moto3. Rider of the race goes to Colin Vierge. Great race by him. This kid, but the only problem is he might be too big next year to race in Moto3. He's going to be starving. He's going to look like one of Sally Struthers' kids. Just, I raced Moto3. Hey, man, you got a sandwich. So I think, and he's so young, it's like he should be in Moto2 as big as he is, but he's got to be in Moto3, so his height and his size is going to hurt him. But anyway, rider of the race, Colin Vierge, Moto3. Heartbreak goes to David Alonso and Dennis Anchu. His own teammate took him out. So, and in a way, Jose Antonio Reda has to be like, well, it's not like you haven't done that. So anyway, heartbreak goes to David Alonso. He was in the running for the championship, and Anchu in a way kind of was too. It rhymes. Anchu was too, but Anchu was out of it because of his teammate, but still. So those two share the heartbreak. Alonso and Anchu. A rider of the race, like I said, goes to Colin Vierge. Man, he's coming on at the right time for him, but the wrong time for his team and his teammate, because his team was not too happy with him. Anyway, rider of the race in Moto2 goes to Aldeguer. Aldeguer, that's why he's the hottest property right now in Moto2 to come up, and he might get if Marini goes to Repsol, he's going to get Marini's seat. Aldeguer is young. I mean, he's coming on at the right time, but he's still up and down. I think he needs more consistency. MotoGP is like that. I mean, if you get hot for like 2 weeks, then it's like you're going to get a MotoGP ride. And I don't know if that's right, but anyway. So Aldeguer is the rider of the race, man. He just straight put a dog-ass whooping on Pedro. But then Pedro, all he had to do was maintain. He did a great job of maintaining. So props to Pedro. Did you see him throw up twice during the interview with Simon? And still came back and told the interview. I thought that was great. I mean, the only time I've ever seen that is with a wrestler. And to see him do that, man, I don't care what you guys say about Pedro, and you know who I'm talking about, him having no lips. Sharks don't need lips, bruh. Sharks don't need lips. I mean, look at Jaws. I mean, he did his thing and didn't have no lipstick. He still got the job done. So anyway, props to the Shark, Pedro Acosta. You need Pedro. And the heartbreak goes to Arbolino. Arbolino did the best job he could. Sometimes it's just not there, and it wasn't there. In the beginning, he had to dodge... He had to dodge the one rider that went down at the very beginning, and after that, his race just went to shit. I feel bad for Tony Arbolino. He did the best he could. Props to him. He's always Tiger Tony's great, but man, sometimes it's just like that. Rider race, the MotoGP goes to the beast. Anaya Bastianini, they counted him out. You know, they say he's going to be out of his seat if Martin wins the championship, and he showed he's still that dude. A healthy beast. And he can help his teammate now, which is basically what he did in that sprint. I mean, he can say what he wants to say, but let's just be honest, man. In a sprint, and you know how sprints are, and to get some points, and he played the consummate teammate. Props to Anaya Bastianini. I mean, I think he had the best weekend, if you ask me. He did, and heartbreak goes to Martin. Martin, you know, he's basically the two-pump chump when it comes to racing. I mean, he's great in the sprint, and long term, he ain't worth shit. I'm gonna tell you a story, true story. I had a girlfriend one time, and she said, you know what? You're the perfect short-term boyfriend. She goes, you come in town, we have dinner, we have great sex. She goes, but long-term, you ain't worth a shit. And I just go, but the sex was good, right? And that's what Martin is. He's perfect short term. I mean, he's great on the sprint. You ain't got to manage your tires on the sprint. And he goes in and and he kills it. Then long term, it's like, I mean, I don't know what happens. He has a good game face, but you know, things happen. But still, when he's got to learn to manage a race, come the last two and the next two, Zarco's going to step up because Bastianini's healthy. If Bastianini improves his qualifying, if Bastianini and Martin and Pecco, because Pecco is the greatest late race tire manager there is. I mean, he's such a good manager. He should work for Apple. That's how good of a manager he is. Anyway, and Applebee's. Anyway, if you get Pecco, the beast, and Zarco's got to step up for Martin. If Zarco steps up and provides a block to block Pecco, and the beast blocks Martin, it's going to be interesting the next 2 weeks. And Alex Marquez is getting it now. So you're going to have it's going to be a great 2 weeks of racing as far as I see it. I think MotoGP right now, hopefully it's going to come down to Valencia for Moto2 and Moto3 and MotoGP. So I want to know who you guys got your money on, man. Are you Team Martin? Are you Team Pecco? Or do you just want to see great racing? Or do you want to see it come down to the last turn or whatever, great racing? Because that's, you know, they're trying to make it come between these two. And I just want to see great racing. I really do. And we count out Pecco. And Pecco is sneaky, snarky a little bit. You got to talk to Pecco. I'm not trying to brag here, but you ever talk to Pecco? He's a little snarky, but in a weird way. But let me tell you something, man. He's a champion, and he's got Valentino in his corner. So let me tell you something. It's going to be great racing. Like I said, I really don't understand why Marini wants to go to Repsol Honda. I really don't. He's got a great thing going now. Stick with VR46. I think you and Bezecchi are a great team, but if Aldeguer goes, I don't know, man. It's getting good. MotoGP is a great soap opera. Like I said, this weekend, hey, they did their best F1 impression. They really did, because it wasn't the most exciting racing in the world. Moto3 was great. And Moto3 was good, but it wasn't as great as it always is. But hey, it happens. But now the last 2 weeks, who you got for Moto3? Who do you guys got for Moto3? Okay, are you taking Home Alone? Are you taking Sasaki-san? Or do you have somebody coming out of the blue? Like if Alonso runs the tape, if Alonso wins the next two, and let's say something happens to Sasaki or Home Alone, and you go into Valencia, I mean, who's to say? So anyway, who you got for Moto3? Who do you got for MotoGP? Are you going Team Martin, or are you going Team Pecco, or you just want to see a great race? So anyways, and how do you feel about Repsol Honda? I mean, honestly, how do you feel? Do you think they should go with Marini? Do you think they should go with Aldeguer? Or do you think they should just get their shit together? Anyway, tell me how you guys feel, man. Last 2 weeks, like I said, sorry it took so long, but I was waiting on Ripsaw, and I'm still waiting on Ripsaw. Thanks for watching. I'll have it up sooner next week, I promise. Until then, you know the word. Bye.